Performance scootering is well and truly here in India. From what used to be a good blend of sporty and sensible 125s, we've now got thoroughbred 160s. Like this, the Yamaha Aerox 155. Or even this, the updated Aprilia SR 160 and its slightly more sensible cousin, the SXR 160. But just to see how much the envelope has been pushed ahead, we've got India's sportiest 125cc scooter along with us, the TVS NTorq Race XP. We are here at the Pune Kartdrome circuit. Let battle commence.
Now we've already put the scooters through our usual test cycle, and the Aerox was clearly the quickest scooter, while the NTorq and the SXR posted identical braking figures. With that out of the way, it was time to hit the track.
And to set some properly fast times, we've got India's most powerful two-wheeler tester. He's just as fast as he is silent.
3, 2, 1, go!
Now I got the lap times here with me, and the winner is...
Oi Jehan, you're doing the same mistake again, man.
Hey yaar, I've got performance scooters only. What's wrong with these four now?
You are forgetting EVs.
Ayla, Ola.
Ola, arey, customers haven't got the scooter, forget the media unit. I'm talking about this, the fastest EV that we have tested, the Ather 450X.
Okay, cool.
Oi Mr. Rider, go for a lap.
Chalo.
Abey Jehan, enough of that smug face. Give out the results.
Okay, I've got good news for you and I've got bad news for you. Good news is that that's not the slowest scooter. The slowest is the SXR. In fourth is the SR. Yes, the NTorq managed to beat the SR over here. In second place, it's the 450X. And the bad news for you is that the winner is the Aerox.
ठीक है, it is the fastest scooter out here, but we are here for fun. So which is the most fun scooter out here?
I just wish he was as talkative as he was fast.
Fun, huh? Okay, so it's pretty clear that the most fun scooter here is the Aerox, but let's start at the other end of this. The thing about the SXR 160 is it was supposed to be like a calmer version of a sporty scooter, and to that extent, they've done a good job. But when you come to the track here, the front end has least feel here in all of this group of scooters. The brakes are the hardest to predict as to how much brake force you're going to get. And it's the most difficult scooter to turn. I'm not really sure why. I'm not really sure if it's just this test unit or all SXRs, but it is the hardest scooter to take fast around the go-kart track. So when you jump from that to the SR 160, I'd say it's almost like a revelation, because the SR 160, these two names I tell you, the SR 160 is on the money. The only issue it has, the reason why it's not going any faster than it is here at the track, is because the suspension is stiff, and this is a pretty bouncy track because it's a concrete go-kart track. So it's bouncing around a little bit, and you do need to give the scooter a little bit more time to settle, and that time adds up over the track and costs us a little bit of time. And the exact opposite of that is the NTorq, because this I think is the easiest of all of these scooters to ride. So it might be giving away 1 bhp or 4 bhp or something, but it doesn't matter because you get on the NTorq and it's just like, okay, this is what a scooter is supposed to feel like. Now I can go fast. I don't have to worry about it anymore. The other reason why this goes fast is because the throttle is not very long. So when you get to full throttle, you're not twisting your body, so it's easier on you. Whereas on both the Aprilias, if you have like this at closed throttle, you're sort of like this at full throttle. And on a track like this, where the gap between the corners are small, there's not enough time for you to twist into that position. So getting to full throttle on the Aprilias itself is a problem. And you should know, if you can't get to full throttle, you're not using the horsepower advantage that that thing has. So this, I think, is not the fastest scooter here. It's one of the most fun scooters here because it's just so easy to ride. It's so easy to get on it, and by turn 2, you're settled into your place and you just go. For the track, I wish TVS had made a slightly harder seat, because the odd sensation that you get is that you sort of settle into the seat a little bit. It's a very soft seat. On the city it might be good, but at the track it gets in your way a little bit. But the one advantage it does have is that the apron comes close to your knee and you can really lock your knee in. And if you can see what's going on here, both the scooters that allow you to find secure footing by wedging your knee against something are in the fast group here. All right, but the game has changed because that thing has warp mode. When you put it into warp mode, the biggest thing the Aether gains is acceleration. And remember, we are at a track where the corners come very quickly, one after the other. You slow down a lot for most of these corners. So you do need the scooter to pick up acceleration immediately. And the instant torque of the electric vehicle does absolutely wonders for the 450X because it is just on it. You come out of the corner, you get on the gas and it goes to the point where you start questioning whether these tires, which are the thinnest tires in this group, will they get in the way of the Aether? And full credit to MRF for producing these very, very nice zappers because the tires hold up and the scooter goes point to point as fast as humanly possible. That is actually a very interesting scooter to ride. But today we have a game changer in the Aerox because we were expecting this to be the sporty scooter and it absolutely is. At the racetrack, the only place I think where the Aether has a slight advantage over the Aerox is that it is a much lighter steering, so it turns with a lot less effort. But once you settle into the Aerox, it is so stable, it has so much tire on it, it is so predictable that you can just forget about anything going to happen. It just keeps going, keeps going, keeps going. You never run out of tires, you never run out of the brakes, the steering is always predictable, it's just on it. In fact, I think that if this track was a faster track where there were more flowing corners, where the Aerox would be able to use its horsepower advantage, it would be even further ahead of the group, including the Aether, and that's something that the Aerox is just not able to do here. But that liquid-cooled engine has enough guts in it to be able to even handle the slow speed corners, come out and handle it. And the fact that you can wedge your feet against the central tunnel changes everything, because in all practical purposes, here, this is the closest you'll get to a motorcycle, and motorcycles are faster than scooters. So, the most fun scooter here.
Bus. Thank you. We'll handle it from now on.
No, we're going out into the real world now.
No, हम कर लेंगे.
We are there for it.
हम भी हैं.
We are there for it. Thank you so
This
much.
is ZigWheels. Thank you.
So at the end of the performance section, here's how the scooters stack up with double points awarded for the lap times.
So Jehan, you know the grind.
मालूम है.
See you tomorrow.
While we left in a hurry, Arun had to, well,
Good morning, Jehan. Welcome to the real world.
And you're leaving me or where are you going?
You've forgotten, this is the suitcase of science.
That feels the first test, the floor test.
Absolutely. All yours.
The Aether was able to accommodate the suitcase quite easily and hence it won the test. As for the Aerox,
So Jehan, now time for the practicality test number 2.
Sure. This must be magic inside, no?
Absolutely.
Cameraman, come here. I'll show you something. See, potatoes.
That's magical. I know that you have cut down on carbs, but I haven't. Get on with it, man.
the Aerox gobbled up 11 kg of potatoes and still had space for more. Now that reminds me of my diet on a cheat day, which is every day of the week. Moving on, the Aether's storage space takes a hit as you have to carry the portable charger underneath, but still it is not as bad as the SR.
So now time for some rough road fun and our third practicality test.
Yeah. Magic science के बाद तो जुगाड़ ही आएगा अभी.
Not Jug-aad. I have got some ultimate Jug-aad.
It was a close battle between the Aether and the NTorq here, but it is the 450X with its slightly plusher ride which helped it win the test. The SXR soft tune meant it was the better of the three 160s and there was barely anything to separate the Aerox and the SR.
Tired of doing the same old tests? I brought out a convenience test of my own, Hill Climb Challenge. Thanks to its unique CVT tune, the Aprilia SR160 race was the quickest to carry Arun and I up the short hill. The Aether's warp mode meant it wasn't far behind. The Aerox builds up speed gradually, and before the VVA could kick in, we reached the top. Sadly, less power hurts the NTorq's case here.
When it comes to features, we have a clear winner, and that's the Aether. Both the NTorq and the Aerox are equally matched here, while the Aprilias continue to disappoint in this regard. Fuel efficiency is key for scooter buyers, but how can one test the same for an EV? So, we compared the range and the running cost per kilometer. The Aether took a big hit in range, while it was the SXR with its large fuel tank that offered the maximum range. When you consider the cost per kilometer, the Aether's advantage is obvious, with the NTorq emerging as the best of the ICE scooters. Lastly, the most vital number, and here are the ex-showroom prices of each scooter.
So Arun, I've gone through this list, I've tabulated it, everything, I've put everything in place, I've gone through it twice, even you've gone through it, and the winner is
The results are surprising.
not so surprising also, because the winner of our sporty practical test of performance scooters is the NTorq.
Yeah. No one saw that coming.
Yeah.
So the NTorq, it's not the brightest student of the class, but it is definitely the smartest one out there.
Surely.
And it has really punched about its segment or its displacement.
Correct.
And TVS has really done a great job. So imagine a 150cc or a 160cc scooter from TVS.
TVS, make it happen. Next time we need that. But having said that, the Aether electrics we know are the future, or rather they are the present, and they've caught up.
Yeah.
And that's clearly evident with the Aether. Not only in terms of performance, like out there on the laptops it was second fastest, but even in practicality sense, on most fronts it's amongst the top two or say the top.
Yeah. So the Aether was a big surprise for me in terms of, we know its performance, but the practical nature of it. But there is one big problem with the 450X, and that's the range. And I think that is something that Aether will have to work on to make EVs more like mainstream.
Correct. And in third place, unsurprisingly, is the Aerox. That's a pakka hardcore full performance scooter. So we knew it was going to be well out on the lap times. We knew it would do well. Where it scores low is, of course, ride quality and no floor space and everything.
Yeah, so that's one big problem with the Yamaha Aerox. It's a great fun scooter to ride and everything. But one more thing on the Aerox is that the Aether is available in more cities than the Aerox.
Yeah, it can't happen that an electric is more easily available. And for the Aprilias,
What to say, man?
they need a complete overhaul. I would say not just in terms of looks what they've done right now, but it needs like a new engine, new liquid cooled engine pumping out more horses and bring back that excitement, because what
I mean, a couple of years back, the SR160 kind of rekindled the performance scooter segment in India. But from then till now, it has been kind of stagnant.
Yeah, they've just kept on producing the same thing and like LED the headlight de diya, bas.
I mean, more than the cosmetic thing, they want to, like, it needs some Italian.
Yeah, like the SRGT, which was unveiled at EICMA or something. Yeah, that would make most sense. But
Okay, one more thing. Like, so we got the answer, like the NTorq wins in terms of practicality and performance. But Jehan, if we keep one P and remove one P, so we'll keep the P, which is performance, and remove practicality, which scooter would you pick?
it's close. I would get the Aerox for sure, because that's, like I said, an out and out performance scooter, and it does everything that you want a performance scooter.
And for me also, I'll also go for the Aerox. It's giving you the motorcycle performance with the practicality of a scooter. Yes, there are some segments where it is not very practical, but the Aerox is such a lovely scooter.
But you're forgetting one more P, Paisa. And that's why I'll happily take the NTorq. So
What do you guys think? Is the NTorq the perfect winner? Do let us know in the comments. And Jehan will be writing one big article on this Comparo in depth. So do check that out on ZigWheels.com.
you know now why the laptop is here. Not to tabulate the results, just to write the stories. So anyways, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to ZigWheels. I am on my stories. He's Arun. He's sipping on his cooler. I'm sipping on my cooler. Bye-bye.
Ciao.